This is mountainbikeriding.com, episode number 4. Mountainbikeriding.com is all about providing you riding and maintenance tips to give you a better ride. Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of mountainbikeriding.com, the podcast. And today I wanted to go over some things that have been happening here at the site, some comments and such that people have been writing in, and also go over one of the articles that I posted recently about some friends that I ride with here in the Flagstaff area. And then in the feature segment today, I wanted to go over some ideas on how to improve your climbing while you're out there mountain biking. And then in the featured trail review, I'm going to be focusing on Hermosa Creek Trail, which is in Durango, Colorado. And Durango is definitely one of the hotbeds of American mountain biking. And it's actually supposed to be a pretty cool trail. I haven't actually ridden it myself, but I've heard a lot of good things, so I wanted to share it with all of you. So with that, we'll get right into the intro. Alright, so I wanted to talk a little bit about what's been happening at the site at mountainbikeriding.com. I've had some pretty good feedback from people commenting on some of the articles that I've written, and some of them are comments and others are questions, and it's been great. You know, I like hearing from you, and encourage more of the if you do have any like specific questions about things, or if you just have an opinion on something. One of the articles that I wrote was about the 29er versus the 26, and actually I covered that on a previous podcast. And definitely had some people write in about that, and it's great to hear the feedback on that. And also another article that I wrote recently was some hill climbing techniques for mountain biking, and that's going to be the featured segment for this podcast. But some good questions, and I think it's just great to hear from everybody. So definitely, if you've got some comments or questions, love to hear from you. So you can leave those under any of the articles on the site. And there's also the Ask Pete section of the site too. So feel free to comment there as well. So I'd like to know what you think. If there's something that you'd like me to elaborate more on, kind of go more in depth on something, definitely like to know. So and then another thing too is I've got a voicemail line on the site, and you can there's actually like a little Google widget thing that allows you to call in, and it's basically a voicemail line. So you can just leave a comment, and that might be something that I include on a future podcast. Might include your question or comment, and then address it on a future podcast. So and that number is 928-637-6149, and that's obviously a US number. So but yeah, it'd be great to hear from you, and feel free to check that out. And another thing too is one of the articles I wrote recently was about some friends of mine who I ride with here in Flagstaff, and their names are Dara and Troy, and they recently had a little baby girl, and it's pretty amazing what they've done to sort of continue their adventurous lifestyle and their mountain biking passion. And they're all doing that, and including their little girl in some of these adventures. And I thought it was a pretty cool story. And actually, the original story was written by a friend of mine here in Flagstaff, and I linked over to it from my article. So yeah, I think it's worth checking out, because it's a neat story of how they were adventurous beforehand, before parenthood, and now they're really going after it with a baby too. So, but like I said in the article, I do note that they are pretty extreme adventurers and mountain bikers. So definitely take the story with a grain of salt. But it's kind of a cool thing to think about, how parents are really getting their kids involved in outdoor activities at such a young age too. So anyways, that's pretty much what's been happening here at mountainbikeriding.com recently, but just wanted to kind of keep you in the loop on what's been happening. And yeah, definitely please stop by the site and let me know what you're thinking. All right, so today's